Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be looking at the top 5 tech champions in the game, and that again is in my opinion. So we're gonna just demo these champions. We're gonna take 3 different parts here. We're gonna go with the easiest part first, and we are going to take a look at the 5 tech champions that I think is going to be awesome in the game. And has a great amount of utility. So the first champion I'm going to be showcasing is Warlock. He's a 4-star. Don't have him in a 5 or 6-star yet. And that is why I'm going to take the easy spot on this just to showcase. And I don't have him awakened, so we're not going to talk about his signature ability as such right now, but he does have some pretty good passives. He's immune to bleed, poison, cold snap, and frostbite, which makes him fantastic for all utilities. His durable tech form grants Warlock a permanent armor up buff, including increasing armor rating by plus 633, and I'm assuming that is just based on signature levels. Contact, the opponent gains a charge of nanotech transform a virus. The virus is not affected by ability accuracy. Once the opponent has 20 charges, they are removed and replaced with the infection passive that lasts 20 seconds. The duration is decreased by 6 seconds for each unique buff on the opponent. And then he has some more passives. The opponent is heal blocked if the Slav mastery is active and the mastery is removed. So he does have heal block with him as well. The opponent minus 30% offensive ability accuracy. Whenever the opponent would gain health while infected, they drain 5% of the current power. Blocking, if the block is well timed, the opponent gains 3 virus charges. If the hit was non-contact basic attack, the opponent instantly drains 10% of their current charge. So this guy has a lot of heal block. He has a lot of passive power drain. Heavy attacks lacerate opponents. So he has bleed damage, again based on signature levels. SP1, the last hit shocks the opponent, dealing so the SP1 shocks. The first hit removes all infection to passively drain 25% of the opponent max power. So it's about shock. So pretty much everything that this guy does, he has triple immunity, and he also has a huge amount of utility that does shock. He does power drain, SP2, armor break, the opponent as well. And the last hit refreshes 1 infection. So it's just pretty much, he's a tech champion. He is like a robot, and he does massive amounts of utility damage. Inflict the passive power burn on the opponent, draining 100% of their current power over 5.5 seconds and dealing damage proportionate to the amount lost, and that's his SP3. Plus, he regenerates health for each infection the opponent has. Again, pretty impressive amount of utilities. So and he's a lot of fun to play. I gotta tell you, this guy is a lot of fun to play. I wish I had him in a 5 or 6-star and I had him awakened, but let's just showcase some gameplay with him. And this is just demo, so you're not gonna be seeing perfect fights here. I'm gonna be taking some hits as well, just to see how much of a hit these guys could actually take, and how durable they are in fights. So this is the easy spot. You could see the Unstoppable Colossus seems to be infected by that funky, very cool graphic on him right now. You could see the SP1 fired off there, did some shock damage, and there's a timer on that shock. It's continuous damage over time. He does power drain. As you can see, his power is draining right now, which is really friggin' cool. So this guy has a lot of good utility, so that could prevent you from having the opponent go into SP3 and stuff like that. So we're gonna just continue on the path here and just showcase a variety of fights with this guy. Then we're gonna switch over to one of the other champions that we showcasing today in the top 5. What I think is the best tech champions in the game, and why I think they're the best. And we're actually going to do some demo gameplay to see exactly how to use these champions and what they do. As you can see, the virus is building up. Again, he's against a vision, which is you could consider a robot as well. So as you can see, the shock damage is still going on there. The timer is going on as well. This guy feels really nice to fight, to play with. His SPs, his movements, everything feels really very good with the controls. So a lot of fun. So we have quite a few fights to go here until we get to the boss fight. And let's go into the next fight here now. And let's keep Warlock going to see what type of damage he does. And I'm gonna try to push him to an SP2 and demo how that goes. But I'm thinking these opponents are so weak, I may not even have a chance to get to that far. But let's just go and see what we do. So what I'm gonna do here now is maybe I should take some hits and see how much damage this guy could actually take. Get an SP2 maybe. I'm trying to build to this SP2 to fire it off, see how it looks. But as you can see, it's this guy is infected, but there's actually nothing going on with damage right now. So you have to fire off one of those specials to impact it. Again, SP2 is the armor break. The animation, again, I cannot say how cool this guy is with the animation. It's very nice animation. Well-designed champion. And let's do Storm. And I want to fire off that SP2, really. And see how cool it is and how much damage he does. He does a huge amount of damage, I can tell you that right now. And maybe we should just take some blows from this guy in the next fight. Again, the shock is just going like crazy. She's out of it. So technically, you just you could parry, you could fire up the SP1, the SP2. You know, I don't even think you get into the SP3 guys. This guy does enormous amount of damage, and he is just a lot of fun to work with. I love that he has the Incinerate, Frostbite. He has shock. He has all types of bleeding. I mean, he just has a ton of immunities, as we saw in the beginning of the fight. I'm just gonna take some hits right now. As you can see, I'm just taking blow after blow. See how much hits this guy could take without actually getting seriously out of it. He does have an armor, so he's able to do a lot. Okay, here we go. We're firing off the SP3 now. He does has that armor buff on him as well most of the time. I've seen it there all of the time, in fact. Here you can see it again. He's gonna fire out his SP3. Maybe he takes us out, I have no idea. But again, we have an armor break on him. I'm just taking some hits to see. This guy is pretty durable. I mean, he took a lot of hits there. We'll see exactly how many hits he took right now. And then he is coming right back into the fight. He's very durable, I'd have to say that. And then, there you go, Magneto is out. And let's see how many hits this guy actually took with me just standing there. So we landed 13 hits and ended the Magneto fight, but we took 30-something hits, which was pretty impressive. Okay, Wolverine. She has that ability to bleed really well and rejuvenate. And we are going to take a look at the second tech champion that I think is very good, and that is Iron Man Infinity War. His passive is what I would like to say. The second one is what I really like. While 15% health or less remains, and Iron Man is under the effects of an armor effect, the suit generates 6.6% power per second and has a 100% chance to auto block attacks without consuming armor. This auto block triggers parry. He also has in his arsenal, molecular arsenal, Tony Stark Model 50 suits, state-of-the-art nanotechnology that changes form and mass at will, providing extreme adaptability and a wide array of weaponry. Blade arm, hammer arm, and a point-blank repulsor attack. Molecular armor passives, up to 24% chance to activate the armor when attacking or is struck by an attack, increasing the armor by X amount. Start the fight with a molecular armor, critical raise, blah, blah, blah. Here's a repulsor attacks. First medium hit, first hit. So again, guys could read this stuff on your own. Based on how many hits, if you land with a heavy, medium, or whatever, this guy activates different repulsor attacks. So the first medium hit and the first heavy hit, the second and the fourth light attack employ point blank repulsor blast. Repulsor did not make contact, cannot be evaded, and deal. So again, this is pretty much of an unblockable attack. Repulsor hits to strike the opponent with shock and incinerate. So there's plasma passive. There's repulsor that refreshes the incinerate. The repulsor that hits and strikes with shock. His heavy attacks, first repulsor attack it's the third final hit is unblockable. A lot of his hits are unblockable, and what I like about it is that when he's below X amount of health, he goes into that auto block mode, which really stuns and parries you, and then he just goes away and lays waste to you. So this guy has a huge amount of ability. He has great armor and reduces bleed. He does eventually bleed if you can hit him excuse me, enough times. But again, this is a very durable champion, and he's very good and annoying to fight in alliance wars and stuff if you do not know how to evade his attacks. And his SP1, if you put him on an unblockable SP1 node, you don't need to do that because his SP1s are unblockable. So just use him anywhere on the map, and he does massive amount of damage to you. So let's take a look at him with the Thor fight here, Jane Foster. And again, look at his heavy attacks, armor break. Again, and it hits very hard. Boom. There you go, armor break. You can keep that armor break going all day long. I mean, we could just spam that heavy attack all the time. SP1 is going to shock. And as you could see, little or no effort at all. He has those shields up all of the time, most of the time, his armor up, and it prevents him from taking serious damage. Again, very durable champ, long lasting. If you want to make mistakes in a fight, and as you can see, I'm just getting hit here. I'm taking the hits like a champ, and even his the blocked SP2s are doing a lot of damage. So you could do a lot of damage to champions, and even if she blocks it like she is now, you'll see it's 13%, 10%, 7%. It's doing a lot of damage even if you block in these attacks. And again, I'm just showcasing the champion. We're taking a lot of hits here, and we're gonna do that SP2 again. And this time we're gonna try to land a hit. She stuns. We're gonna fly off that SP3. It's gonna be lights out. But again, I don't even think you need to push this guy to the SP3 to do a lot of damage. His SP1s and SP2 just is damage over time, eats away at the opponent. You want to do that heavy attack, armor break, and then fire off one of those SPs, and it's all over. Let's take a look at him here with crossbones. Again, I'm just going to take a beating and see just how much damage he could take. But crossbones has that ability reduction that he does so well. He does not do any crits, so he's great for certain parts on certain quests that you pay a penalty for critting on the champion. This guy he's a good champion. I'm just taking hits here to see how much hits this Iron Man could take. He doesn't even have his armor up yet. He just activated it. We're gonna fire up that SP2. Let's see him auto block. He just auto block, and we went right into that SP1. Fired it off. I'm telling you, man, this guy is fantastic. And again, these champions, I know particular order, the 5, I just picked the top 5. If you have the champion in your roster, then obviously that is going to be a #1 tech champion. But the roster with tech champions are so huge, and I know you speak. I'm going to mention at the end of this I'm just going to go into the second part now. The end of this video, I'm going to showcase, and I'm going to just honorable mention certain other champions that might be very good in this class. And I'm going to mention one right now. I'm going to say, who is it? Ghost is rated highly all over the internet as one of the best tech champions. Again, she's high skill. She does do a lot of damage, but again, she's not a great defender. But anyway, let's look at this guy, his weaponry. This is Green Goblin. His abilities: Green Goblin has 10% chance to gain madness whenever opponents attack him. 90% chance Green Goblin performs a well-timed block. Madness charges at 10 seconds. While Green Goblin has more madness than cunning, or the two are equal, he passively regenerates up to 60% of the damage taken from basic attacks. So that is fantastic. And while he's in cunning, and he gains a full bar power, he gains cunning. So if he gains a full bar power, he gets cunning for 20 seconds while he's in cunning mode. More cunning than madness. The two are equal. The opponents generate 40% less power, so he controls the power, and Green Goblin gains 30% attack. So it doesn't matter. You don't really have to focus on whether it's cunning or madness. Just fight normally, and this guy does it for you. He either controls them. He also does power drain. He deals poison. He does incinerate. He does weakness. He has heavy attacks, has an afterburn and an incinerate. His SP1 has a laser blast that power drains and a pumpkin bomb that inflicts weakness. His SP2s are one of the most difficult ones to evade in the game. He is just fantastic overall. He's great for attack. He's good for defense. I like playing him a lot. He has great synergies with Stark Enhanced Spider-Man, and then you add the Trinity there. You put in Ghost Rider with Blade, and you have a fantastic four-man team there that goes into any event and destroys it. As you can see, boom, he just keeps that regeneration going here. So he takes the hits, and he's always constantly regenerating 60% of that. Makes him very durable. He has high prestige, and he has a huge health pool. So he can take a beating, and that regenerates, just makes him prolong the fights even longer, stay in the fight longer. And he does extreme amount of damage with his SP2, his SP1 power drain, so you could control those SP3s that the opponent might be achieving. Just a fantastic champion overall and all round. His incinerates on the heavy, again, it's about a 50% chance that it would fire off there. So if you just keep spamming the heavies, you might inflict this incinerate. You don't need it because his SP1 is what controls the power. As you can see, he just eats away at the power. He inflicts a weakness debuff on the champion, as well as poison when he fires off that SP2. I'm just going to go into the SP2, and you'll see how devastating this SP2 is. And I'm telling you, the SP2 is just crazy. Instantly dead. And he's not even finished with the SP2. That final blow is devastating. And let's just continue with Green Goblin. And we're going to showcase him now against Captain Marvel. We're going to take some hits. Again, that's to show that madness is just beautifully working here. 280, 300 plus health regenerated. I mean, this guy could take hits all day long. You could see power drains her, which he does the incinerate as well there with the heavy attack. Again, the incinerate. Boom. We're going to land some more heavies here. Let's just try probably parry and fire up that SP2. She's taking the block. She's absorbing it. But again, even though she's absorbing it and she's taking the block, that SP2 is doing huge amounts of damage while being blocked. So again, I cannot say how dangerous this guy is. This guy is doing a lot of all different types of damage. If you incinerate immune, he has the poison. If you poison immune, he has the incinerate. He bleeds you. He does everything. He's pretty good. Boom. Fire up the heavy. No incinerate there. That's okay. Champions like Wolverine X and that depends on the power. The higher her power bars are, it's the more she regenerates. So a champion like Green Goblin, to deplete that power is very, very handy. Again, we're going to showcase him again against X23. Let's see if we could fire off an SP2, take some hits here. I'm rest standing there taking some blows just to get to that SP2 and see how much damage he could get. I'm not too worried about the damage because he is constantly regenerating. We're going to fire off the SP2. She blocks it, but again, even though she blocks it, it's a huge amount of damage. He's taking more hits. I'm going to fire off that SP2 again. And this time, as you could see, the SP2 took her out in one shot instantly. And I believe she was well over 40% there. And he took her out. So, StarLord. Again, we just demoing and showcasing some of these champions, how good they are. I know the opponents right here in this event is a bit weak, but again, I just wanted to run through these champions really fast and showcase a variety of different gameplay with them. So Green Goblin is a fantastic tech champion, and he has great synergy with Stark Enhanced Spidey, Blade, so he fits in well with a nice synergy team. Let's see him against the Black Panther. He has a reflective armor. I'm taking more damage than I needed here. I need to finish off this fight. We did the incinerate. As you can see, his incinerate is pretty cool. We're going to fire off that SP1 maybe. SP2. And it's lights out. We took him out. Okay, up and against Crossbones again. This Crossbones a little bit stronger than the last one we fought. Here we go. We dexed. We have the madness going, and you could see the little timer on the Green Goblin's percentage there. This guy's unblockable. I completely forgot about that, but still we survived the hit. We're not going to survive our next one, but I'm just going to showcase and hopefully get off one of the SP2s to see the damage here. There you go, 76% down to 50%, down to 49%, and then again we are out of it because that's unblockable, and I wasn't playing defensively to avoid that. But again, huge amount of damage on that SP2. So let's just finish him off with this weaker Warlock. This Warlock is a lot weaker. And again, I'm just going to show you that these guys, they could fight champions that are 3 times, 4 times their PI with no problem and no issues at all. And now I'm going to play pretty good just to get this Crossbones down with a much weaker Warlock compared to him. The Warlock is not even awakened, but as you can see, our bleeds are working pretty good. That SP missed because he was blocking. Again. Boom. And there you go. Not bad. So that's why Warlock is pretty good in this game. Now, let's continue. Now we're on the most difficult part of the daily quest. So I said, you know what? I'm going to be doing the daily quest anyway. Let me just showcase the top 5 champs. And I think I'll do this again on the next video. And we're going to go into the mutant class next. And we'll have that video up in a couple days. So stay tuned for that. But let's showcase now the next champ that I think is one of the best is Stark Enhanced Spider-Man. He has the hero's mantra, and again, we're not going to go too much into the passive abilities. Let's go into the well, what you should know about Spider-Man is above 50%, Spider-Man has 2 seconds long on his taunts and his poise charges, sorry. When he drops below 50%, his evades increase by a flat rate, and his poise charges grant him additional block proficiency. So he has block and he has more evades under 50%. Above 50%, he uses those other abilities. When attacked, Spider Sense grants him passive 3% chance to evade incoming attacks, which is very useful in a lot of quests to automatically evade attacks. Stark Tech AI against special attacks. His AI is very good. When you fire off a heavy, you actually shut down your AI for 10 seconds, but you actually power drain the opponent as well. This smack talk is going on and dodging back and allowing Spider-Man to for 1 second allow him to smack talk his opponent and refresh the active taunt. If Spider-Man lands 5 uninterrupted attacks, he converts poise charges into taunt debuffs at the opponent for 3 seconds. Taunt lasts 50% longer against villain opponents. And again, each time Spider-Man uses dexterity, he gains a charge of poise. So again, dexterity, you build the poise charges. The more poise charges you have, the harder this guy is going to hit. Heavy attacks at EMP, web shot drains 45% of the opponent's power. So it's great for power control. So what I like to do is parry, stun, and then fire off the heavy to power drain the opponent if they're coming up to 2 bars or close to 3 bars of power. A great move to make. And you fire off the SP1. 50% chance to stun the opponent for 2 seconds. The chance is increased by 100% if the AI is active. So fire off the SP1 when his AI is still active. You get 100% chance to stun, and then you could fire off that heavy attack to power drain. Special attack 2, you fire electric shots, and SP3, which we barely even get into because it's 1 and 2 for this guy, and he does so much damage. Again, we take some hits. This is going to be, again, Electro against Electro, so we're going to take some damage anyway, hitting this guy. Again, I'm using the dexterity, and as you can see under that spider, you see it goes to 2 to 3 because the poise charges are being built, and he hits much more harder when he has those poise charges built all the way up to 10. We had 4 poise charges right now, 5, and he's going to hit even more hard as he has 5, and the fights are ending really soon. I'm going to showcase that in the next fight as well. But when he has Blade as his synergy, he already starts with 3 poise charges. And I'm telling you, 3 charges with this guy, he hits like a tank. It's more than enough to take out a champ. You don't need to build more. If you want to waste time in the fight and build it up all the way to 10, you could do that and play with him all day long, but he doesn't need to do that. 2 or 3 poise charges, and this guy hits like an absolute freight train. Again, you see we building the charges. You have to dex and get away from a shot. He's up to 3. You see he's hitting at 15 critical right now. And then he's hitting some more. No crits there yet. We stun. And we're going to do a power drain. Boom. Like I said, fire off this stun. Power drain. So 2 ways to stun. You could fire off that SP1 and that would stun them. Most of the time, 50 to 100% chance. Then you do your heavy to power drain, or you could parry, stun, which stuns the opponent if you have that parry active. And then you could do your power drain. So whatever works for you, or whichever is convenient in the fight, that's what you want to do. Here he's up against Abomination. We're already into poison mode. He's going to just keep hitting away at this guy. Boom, stun, parry, power drain. Boom, I missed that there on that spot. Well, let's finish this off with a heavy again, or SP1. Or maybe we fire up that SP2. He blocked it, but again, as you can see, even if you block his SP2, you're going to take a lot of damage. So, Stark Spider-Man, just for his utility, tons of evades. I mean, you could go in and projectiles being fired at you and he evades it all. Great for survivability. He is not able to take too many hits, but again, he's not going to get that many hits anyway because he has that great evade utility. His AI is online. And he's just going to just build to that SP1. Fire it off, hopefully. She clobbered me there. And again, Scarlet Witch is one of the best in the games. That's why I guess they don't have her as a 5 or 6 star. She might be too overpowered. Boom, try to fire off the SP again. But again, showcasing this guy cannot take a hit. So he is something like Human Torch. They do a lot of damage. But do not get hit because you could instantly get wrecked. Now, like I said, the champs are in no order. But the 5th champ on my roster that is an absolute beast. And I think overall, not for any particular reason, but just based on overall durability, health, utility, this guy is an absolute beast. And this is a 5-star, and I'm showcasing here the 4-star to show you how very good he is. As blows are exchanged, StarLord familiarizes with the opponent's techniques, increasing the attack for each hit on the combo meter to maximum of 400 hits. StarLord gains block proficiency for every hit on the opponent's combo meter. All attacks 11% chance to gain a fury buff for 6.5 seconds and granting X amount of attack. SP1 deals 20% bonus damage when striking and charging enemy. So if you intercept, it's great for SP1. Special attack 2. StarLord's element gun selects one of the elements, and then the 3 does the same thing. And his element gun does fire, which breaks the opponent's armor. So it's an armor break. Air is a shock the opponent, which shocks the opponent. Water drains the power. So it's a power drain on the water. And earth is a heal block. So he does quite a lot of damage. And like I keep saying in every single video with this guy, you don't care which one he fires off of that SP2. Once you have that combo going, you are inflicting huge amounts of damage onto these champions. And this again is the most difficult part in the quest that we're doing today. And we're going to finish up the fights with StarLord and see how he handles hits, as you can see, and how he dishes out the damage. He's up to 10 hits. Boom, SP2, and it's all over with over 50% to go. So that SP2 is incredible. Huge amounts of damage. Let's just get some more energy here so we could continue along this path. Next, we're up against Electro again, who does a lot of damage. Feedback damage, because you take damage every time you hit this guy. So he's always an annoying fighter or champ to fight against. You're going to take some damage anyway. But as you can see, the block proficiency on StarLord, he was at 48%. 48%, he held the block. Absolutely no damage to him. He's fantastic. He's just as good as, if not better, than Captain America for blocking. And again, the more hits he takes, the more durable his block is. And the stronger his block is. All right, so StarLord going in against Venom Pool. StarLord is equally PI, as you can see, 53-13 to 53-18. So it's a pretty even fight here. We're going to build that. Let's build those hits. Boom, he takes the hit, no problem. Parry, comes back, he's at 30% now. Venom Pool is at 77%. Okay, now let's start dishing out some damage. And we're going to start back from 0 now. You can see he takes a lot of hits, no problem. Down to 20%. Boom. Shock. And check out that shot. And this is the 4-star. This is not my 5-star fully ranked. This is just the 4-star StarLord. And again, I don't want to showcase the 5-star. He would be way overpowered. So the 4-star StarLord is doing just what he needed to do. And then we're going to see this fight, which he's well outclassed, with Gambit being almost double the PI. You're going to check out StarLord's block proficiencies in this. Again, very easy, nice champ to play with. He is so good at everything that he does. This guy's at 62% right now. We're going to 59, 54, 50, 48, fire it off. He's down to 26. And it's a power drain that we got effect on there. And StarLord, 32 hits. He is just wrecking this guy to death. I'm telling you, there's no one else like StarLord in this game to dish out raw damage. He doesn't have to worry about bleed, incinerate, cold. He doesn't have to worry about anything. It's just raw power, which is good. So you don't worry about immunities and bleed immunities. So I hope you guys like this video. We're going to honorable mention some of these other champs here now, just to take a look at them. But again, I hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to work less, play more, enjoy life. And let's just take a look at which order I might put these champs in as if I were to rank them in the top 5 overall. But before we do that, let's just take a look at some of these other tech champions that might be worth mentioning. And I'll just do a quick mention of these champions. And maybe I should look at the 4 or 5-star. We used him already. So let's see. Let me mention them this way. I would like to say that Punisher 2099 is great for one reason. He denies them that SP3. Ghost and is fantastic as well. Vision, of course, for this. He just bleed immunity. Sentinel. And who else we got here? Darkhawk. It's very good as well. So those are effective champions as well in the game. But overall, the best usable champions for most uses could take a hit. Would definitely have to say StarLord, and you could put them in any order you want. I don't even want to waste time with that. But I'm gonna say it's StarLord. I'm gonna say for usage, Stark Enhanced Spidey. I'm gonna say Green Goblin. I'm going to say it is going to be Warlock, and then Iron Man Infinity War. So again, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. This is my top 5 that I would suggest that you rank up as soon as possible if you want tech champions that would help you with a maximum gameplay. And I look forward to seeing you guys next time. So, bye guys.